Now I would like to call our last speaker, our Chairman Dr. Naseem Baloch. Dr. Naseem Baloch is the Chairman of BNM. He joined the national movement during his student days. Due to his dynamic character, he was also forced to disappear by the Pakistani army. He played a critical role in organizing BNM in the diaspora. Before being elected chairman, he was the organizer of the BNM diaspora community. So once again, please welcome Dr. Naseem Baloch.
Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I stand before you today with deep gratitude for the opportunity to address such an esteemed audience. And I extend my sincere thanks to our guest speakers and to all who have traveled from near and far to be here. Your presence here gives this conference its meaning and impact. As an introduction, I don't know what could I say. I was a medical doctor, once served as a physician, caring for the poor and needy people in the rural areas of Balochistan. Today, I stand before you not as a doctor, but as an exile far from my homeland. Living in France, some may assume that moving from underdeveloped Balochistan to a developed country like France was a pursuit of a better life. But for us, for the Baloch people, I say, this was never a choice. And if we see about 10-15 years ago, there were very few Baloch who sought refuge in Europe and other countries. It was the Balochistan situation there who forced us to flee our homeland. As we are talking of human rights violations, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, I myself was twice abducted and tortured for months by Pakistani intelligence agencies. In fact, I can say it was intelligence agency ISI. They left me for dead by a roadside one night, but I survived. But the pursuit of my life did not end, and eventually I had no choice but to flee. Today, what I am saying here is not to seek sympathy or to recount my personal suffering, but to share the story of my people, the Baloch nation, because it is the story of every Baloch. It is the story that echoes not only in Balochistan, but also among Pashtuns, Sindhis, the people of Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmiris. All these people face similar brutalities at the hands of Pakistani state. When we hear the name of Balochistan, someone may think of a region, a place on a map. But Balochistan is more than just a geography. It has become a graveyard of hopes and lives, where humanity is continuously violated. I am here after organizing this conference and inviting distinguished guests from different parts of the world and audience from different parts of the world, and our Baloch people, our Sindhi people, our Sindhi guests were here and Pashtun guests were here. They just left the hall for their another activities. For organizing this, we wanted to share the heartbeat of our nation, the pain that defines our relentless struggle for survival. As a representative of Baloch people, I seek to awaken the conscience of the international community also. Yet my voice alone is not enough, as our distinguished guest, Rahima said. My alone voice is not enough. The cry of the Baloch people will not shake the world unless we all stand united against these grave injustices. Balochistan was once a free and independent state. Our freedom was stolen from us and we were made slaves in our own homeland. But the Baloch are a resilient people. We have never surrendered. We have chosen resistance, a resistance that is both morally and legally justified under international laws. Now, for over 24 years, our struggle has persisted, but Pakistan has met our rightful resistance with terror and oppression. Some may ask why I use such strong words, why I label Pakistan a terrorist state on such an international conference. I do so because these are not just words, these are facts. Pakistan operates beyond the rule of law, turning Balochistan into a slaughterhouse. Under the pretext of collective punishment, they seek to crush our resistance by terrorizing our people. There is hardly a family in Balochistan that has not been touched by these atrocities. Loved ones have been forcibly disappeared, tortured, or killed. Bodies are rarely returned to families. Mutilated remains are found discarded in deserts. Families are left in agonizing uncertainty, unsure whether their missing loved ones are dead or alive. In Mastung, a district and a popular area in Balochistan, there is a cemetery known as the Cemetery of Unknown Bodies, where victims are buried without identification or any attempt at DNA testing. Can a state that respects human rights and the rule of law behave like this? No. Only a terrorist state like Pakistan could commit such atrocities. Today, Pakistan does not act alone. It has found a partner in operation. Our partner is China. China's strategic projects in Balochistan, especially those aimed at controlling regional power and the Strait of Hormuz, are wreaking havoc on millions of Baloch lives. These projects may seem distant to many in Europe, but the consequences will not remain confined to Balochistan. They will eventually affect the world. I can challenge anyone to uncover the details of agreements between China and Pakistan regarding Balochistan. You will find none, because the people of Balochistan have been excluded from every decision regarding their land and resources. Today, it is not just the voices of Baloch that I bring before you. The Pashtuns, Sindhis, Kashmiris, and even the Uyghurs, all victims of oppression, genocide, and exploitation, are echoed in this room. The struggles of these nations are not isolated, they are intertwined. We know that the circle of violence, repression, and exploitation will not easily end, but our collective voice can reduce its intensity. It is important, however, to be realistic. Our primary struggle is not against human rights violations. It is a struggle of our national freedom. Human rights abuses will not cease until we achieve our national rightful independence. Balochistan is our ancestral land. It was once free and today it is occupied. We are demanding our rightful freedom and independence under international law and the principles of humanity. This is a right we will never abandon. Our sacrifices will continue and we will not rest until we are free. I am again thankful to the guests, to the guest speakers, and the audiences, and the members of the Baloch National Movement who have traveled from different parts of the world to make this conference a meaningful and fruitful for the Baloch cause. Thanks all of you. Long live Free Balochistan.